Very good morning. We are live from New Delhi. You're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. UN Security Council passes Gaza aid resolution after days of delays, demands safe and unhindered aid deliveries at scale. Significant legal victory for Donald Trump after US top court declines to fast-track Trump's immunity claim in 2020 election case. And in sports, Manchester City beat Fluminense 4-0 to clinch first club World Cup title. All right, news in detail. Now, the United Nations Security Council has passed a resolution calling for urgent action to get more humanitarian aid into Gaza. The move comes after days of delays as UN members negotiated on a draft text that was palatable for all those on the Security Council. DD India's William Denslow reports from UN headquarters in New York.
After numerous delays and plenty of diplomatic wrangling and negotiations, finally, the Security Council felt in a position to take this draft resolution to a vote. The United States and Russia abstained. They were the two nations to do so.
We know so much more needs to be done to address this humanitarian crisis and to lay the groundwork for a lasting peace. And let's be clear, Hamas has no interest in a lasting peace. Hamas is determined to repeat the horrors of October 7th over and over and over again. And that is why the United States supports Israel's right to protect its people from acts of terror. And I'll note that the resolution does not support any steps that would leave Hamas in power, which in turn would undermine the prospects for a two-state solution.
But crucially, they did not use their power of a veto, which meant that with 13 nations of the 15 on the Security Council approving this resolution, it was adopted.
We supported this resolution, which will streamline aid checks so we can massively scale up the humanitarian response. It demands the immediate and unconditional release of hostages, and it calls for steps towards a sustainable cessation of hostilities.
What it calls for? Well, it calls for urgent steps to immediately allow the safe, unhindered and expanded humanitarian access and to create the conditions for a sustainable cessation of hostilities. That is a marked difference from the language we saw earlier this week that called for urgent and sustainable cessation of hostilities. The resolution also calls for the UN to appoint a coordinator to establish a UN mechanism for accelerating the provision of humanitarian relief consignments to the Palestinian enclave. It calls for the immediate release of Israeli hostages and for all sides to respect international humanitarian law. Despite not using its power of a veto, Russia was noticeably unhappy with the draft text it was voting on, even proposing an amendment calling for the language to be strengthened, calling again for a suspension of hostilities. That amendment, though, was vetoed by the US. Moscow's representative Vasily Nembenzia saying that the US had shown shameful and cynical tactics in promoting what was described by Nembenzia as a toothless resolution. As far as Israel is concerned, well, they said that the UN Security Council should focus more on condemning Hamas and freeing Israeli hostages than negotiating this text. We heard from the UAE, who was a sponsor of this resolution, saying that while it isn't perfect, there are real hopes that this can at least facilitate more humanitarian aid to enter Gaza, as well as to see more done to protect humanitarian workers. Crucially, we have also heard from UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres reacting to this draft resolution. He says he hopes it'll make a difference on the ground. He has laid out some of the humanitarian concerns. He says that 85% of the population in Gaza currently displaced. He said that the healthcare system is on its knees. He warns that a quarter of the population in Gaza are facing catastrophic levels of hunger. He says that while this UN Security Council resolution is a positive step, he warns that the only way to end what he describes as a nightmare for people in Gaza is to see a ceasefire come into effect. William Denslow in New York, reporting for DD India.
And the spokesperson of the Israeli Defense Forces, Daniel Hagri, has reacted to the UN resolution adopted by the Security Council. The IDF spokesperson said that the resolution includes a demand for the unconditional and immediate release of the hostages held by Hamas and to allow humanitarian access to address their medical needs.
It's important tonight to say that in today's decision by the UN that passed few hours ago and accepted by Security Council, the demand which was raised for an immediate release of the hostages without conditions and to allow humanitarian access in order to get medical needs for the hostages held by Hamas, we call on the international community and the international organizations to implement the decision.
And the White House on Friday has said that a dual US-Israeli citizen believed to have been abducted by Hamas was killed during the raid in Israel on 7th of October. The citizen named Gadi Haggai, a 73-year-old man, was reportedly taken alongside his wife Judy near Kibbutz Neroz in southern Israel on 7th October. It is believed his remains were being held by Hamas in Gaza. However, it remains unclear exactly how or where he died. The Hostage and Missing Persons Families Forum says 5 to 10 US citizens are still being held hostage. And Polish Foreign Minister Radosław Sikorski visited Kiev on Friday in his first official foreign visit. Sikorski assured of Poland's support to Ukraine in its fight against Russia.
As regards Ukraine's struggle for freedom, this is not an issue of compromises. This is an issue of what we can all do together to make enough military equipment and enough ammunition to send Putin back to where he belongs, which is in Russia.
And Sikorski's visit also focused on resolving problematic issues between the two nations, including cross-border problems. Poland hopes that truckers' protests on the border with Ukraine could be solved before the end of the year.
I hope that after today's meeting, before Christmas, there will be a meeting between Polish Infrastructure Minister and the protest committee at the border. We hope that for Christmas, before the end of this year, this problem will be solved.
Polish truckers have been blocking several crossings with Ukraine since November 6th, demanding the European Union reintroduce a permit system for Ukrainian competitors. They resumed their blockade of one of the main crossings at the Ukrainian border this week after a short break. And Sikorski also met Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, who expressed hope to open a new chapter in the two countries' relations.
To new team, our congratulations. We really hope that we will open a new chapter in our relations. I really support relations between our governments, between ministries of our countries. I think we are very strong neighbors with common history. And today we face Russian aggression, and as you can see, the war is not over, and no one knows what will be tomorrow. And I think we should stay stronger together.
And the United States Supreme Court refused to immediately rule on the former President Donald Trump's claim that he cannot be prosecuted for trying to overturn his 2020 election defeat, allowing a federal court to continue reviewing the case. The decision came as Trump faces a slew of legal troubles. The court, responding to an extraordinary request from special counsel Jack Smith, denied a request to surpass a federal appeals court's ruling on Trump's request for criminal immunity before his trial, which is set to start in March next year. The court issued its order without any explanation. The court may still decide to reconsider the issue later. Now, France has grounded a charter flight headed to Nicaragua carrying 303 Indian passengers. The flight, carried out by Romanian charter company Legend Airlines, had departed from Dubai and landed at the small Vatry airport on Thursday afternoon for a technical stopover when police intervened. 2 people have been arrested for questioning in this regard. A judicial investigation has also been launched into the conditions and purposes of the trip. In a social media post, Embassy of India in France said French authorities informed it of a plane with 303 people, mostly Indian origin, from Dubai to Nicaragua, detained on a technical halt at a French airport. Embassy team has reached there and obtained consular access. The embassy further said it is investigating the situation and also ensuring well-being of the passengers. And the last French troops deployed in Niger to help fight a decade-old Islamist insurgency in Sahel left the country on Friday, marking a significant blow to France's influence in the region. France's military exit was a key demand of a junta that seized power in Niger in July, similar to those in neighboring Burkina Faso and Mali after earlier coups there. Niger had remained a key security partner of France until the coup. Earlier on Thursday, France said that it was planning to close its embassy in Niger for an indefinite period. Now, people in Czech Republic mourned the victims of the country's worst mass shooting as police tightened security around schools and other public buildings across the country on Friday. Hundreds of candles lit up a square outside the university where a student gunman killed 14 people on December 21st. People outside the Charles University paid tribute to the victims. The government declared Saturday a national day of mourning. Mexico's President Andrés Manuel López Obrador announced on Friday that his government will strengthen its efforts to control the immigration as it seeks to assist the United States in dealing with an unprecedented surge of migrants attempting to cross its borders. The announcement comes after he spoke with U.S. President Joe Biden, during which the two leaders agreed that more border enforcement is necessary as the surge of migrants disrupts cross-border commerce. On Friday, the United States reopened 2 border crossings with Mexico 5 days after the 2 crossings were closed due to an increase in migrant traffic. The White House has thanked Mexico for its efforts to reduce migration in the region. And the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said on Friday that the COVID subvariant JN1 now accounts for 39% to 50% of cases in the United States as of December 23rd. This is an increase from estimated 15% to 29% of cases in the United States that the CDC had projected as of December 8th. The CDC said the variant continues to cause an increasing share of infections and is now the most widely circulating variant in the country. The continued growth suggests the variant is either more transmissible or better at evading immune systems than other circulating variants. Now let's take a look at other stories making news around the world. Beyoncé made an appearance in an event to promote her film Renaissance in Brazil. The American singer was wrapped in the flag of the state of Bahia. Beyoncé's film is a theatrical production of the singer-songwriter's global summer tour. The 5th Hainan Island International Film Festival in South China's Hainan province, Sanya, concluded with 24 films competing for the Golden Coconut Awards. The awards for Best Film, Best Director, Jury Prize, Best Actor, Best Actress and Best Screenplay were announced. The festival also featured forums discussing industry trends and held special master classes with renowned artists. Now, Persian landmarks have never looked as appalling as during this holiday season, with various restaurants and stores offering Yule logs in the shape of famous Paris buildings. Foodies can take a bite out of a miniature opera Garnier or eat the Sacré-Cœur Basilica's iconic dome. People can also enjoy the Opera Garnier log made from chocolates, biscuits and coffee, an orange blossom flavored Basilica themed Yule log this festive season. And delivering a message of hope and the festive cheer of the night before Christmas, US President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden visited the Children's National Hospital in Washington, D.C. on Friday. Embracing the holiday spirit, they captivated both young patients and the parents with a lively reading of the classic holiday tale. A Santa Claus in Rio de Janeiro donned flippers and diving gear to swim with sharks in the aquarium on Friday. Every year, the Aqua Rio puts the sparkle in visitors' eyes with the presence of scuba divers dressed as Father Christmas inside the tanks. Apart from swimming with fish, Santa also swam around an underwater Christmas tree. The scuba Santa will dive daily until Christmas Day. With Christmas just knocking at the door, Santa Claus once again is on the go and will be coming to town and country, covering the entire globe. Santa, with his reindeer-powered green transition-approved vehicle, brings all of the world the closer together. All right, we'll slip into a very short break, but still to come on this edition of DD India Live. French President Emmanuel Macron will be the chief guest for India's 75th Republic Day celebrations on 26 January next year. Ayodhya gears up for a grand Sri Ram temple inauguration, preparation in final stages. And promoting the sports at the grassroots level, logo and mascot launch by Sports Minister Anurag Singh Thakur for Khelo India Youth Games.
We just don't bring you the news as it unfolds. We get to the heart of the matter.
We don't just present facts. We demystify complex social, political, and economic events.
We break stories that shape the world's present and future because you deserve the truth.
I am Tanvi Taneja from New Delhi.
I'm Ollie Barrett from London.
I'm Nick Harper from Washington, D.C.
Join us on DD India Global Monday to Friday at these times.
India that invents. India that innovates. India that excites. India that invites. Land of possibility. Teeming with opportunities. Watch India Ideas each Thursday, 8 p.m. only on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. President Emmanuel Macron of France will visit India next month to attend country's 75th Republic Day celebrations as its chief guest. India and France share a high degree of convergence on a range of regional and global issues. 2023 is being celebrated as the 25th anniversary of the India-France strategic partnership. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi was the guest of honor at the Bastille Day parade in Paris in July this year. President Emmanuel Macron visited India for the G20 summit in September this year. And President Macron thanked Prime Minister Narendra Modi for his invitation to be the chief guest at India's 75th Republic Day celebrations. Macron posted a message on X, and I quote him, "Thank you for your invitation, my dear friend Narendra Modi. India on your Republic Day, I'll be here to celebrate with you," unquote. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that India looks forward to receiving French President Macron as chief guest at 75th Republic Day. In a social media post, PM said, "My dear friend, President Emmanuel Macron, we eagerly look forward to receiving you as the chief guest at the 75th Republic Day. We will also celebrate India-France strategic partnership and shared belief in democratic values." Bien thought. UNESCO's Pre-Versailles 2023 has acknowledged Bengaluru's Kempegowda International Airport Terminal 2 as one of the globally acclaimed airports for its exceptional aesthetics. The airport has been distinguished with the esteemed Special Prize for an interior, signifying its unparalleled design, and stands as the exclusive Indian airport to achieve this prestigious recognition. Now let's take a look at other stories making news today. Nepalese ambassador to India, Shankar Prasad Sharma, on Friday said that Nepal and India are working to establish a sister city relationship between Janakpur and Ayodhya, adding that the Nepal embassy in New Delhi was glad to receive Janakpur Mayor Manoj Kumar Shah and other dignitaries to participate in a program organized by the Chamber of India. The pilgrim city of Ayodhya, located in the northern state of Uttar Pradesh, is undergoing beautification work on a vast scale and in a time-bound manner, ahead of the grand consecration ceremony of Ram Temple, scheduled to be held on 26 January 2024. The city is already witnessing devotees and tourists in huge numbers who have come to be a part of the event, termed to be one of its kind in a millennium. The Carter Road of Bandra in Mumbai undergoes transformation every year ahead of Christmas and New Year, as a beloved tradition for locals and visitors, adorned with Christmas lights, the entire stretch of the road creating a festive atmosphere. The promenade also features eye-catching decorations and bustling crowds. Officials of Directorate of Revenue Intelligence intercepted a passenger from Bangkok at Mumbai Airport for illegal smuggling of exotic snakes. 9 ball pythons and 2 corn snakes concealed inside biscuits packets seized under the Customs Act 1962. The man was arrested immediately for further inquiry. US stocks came to a mixed close on Friday as investors headed into the Christmas holiday weekend. All three indexes turned less decisive in light trading as the afternoon progressed after an initial rally on data showing inflation is easing closer to the US Central Bank's target. The S&P 500 gained 7.88 points to end at 4,755 points, while the Nasdaq Composite gained 29.11 points to 14,993. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 18.38 points to 37,386. Sports now. We'll start with football. Manchester City beat Brazilian side Fluminense 4-0 in the final to win the first ever Club World Cup in emphatic fashion. Julian Alvarez closed the fastest ever goal to cap a remarkable year by capturing their 5th trophy of 2023. Nino scored an own goal in the 27th minute, deflecting a shot from Phil Foden sideways into the net. Foden put the game away in the 72nd minute when he slid to poke in a hard cross across the border from Alvarez. Alvarez completed his brace in the 88th minute with a strike from just inside the box. Inter Miami have signed striker Luis Suarez. The club announced the development on Friday. Suarez will once again team up with close friend and former Barcelona teammate Lionel Messi. Uruguayan has signed a contract for the 2024 season and has also been reunited with former Barca players and treble-winning teammates Sergio Busquets and Jordi Alba, with who they won 4 La Liga titles in 5 years. Indian Sports Minister Anurag Singh Thakur unveiled the official logo, jersey, mascot and torch for the 6th edition of Khelo India Youth Games in Tamil Nadu on Friday. The 2024 edition of the Khelo India Youth Games is slated to take place from January 19th to 31st in 4 cities of Tamil Nadu. 5,000 athletes from all over the country will participate in the Olympic, non-Olympic as well as indigenous games at Khelo India Youth Games 2024.
The official logo, jersey, mascot, torch and theme song for the 6th edition of Khelo India Youth Games was launched in Tamil Nadu on Friday in the presence of Union Minister of Youth Affairs and Sports Anurag Singh Thakur and Sports Minister of Tamil Nadu Udayanidhi Stalin. The event was graced by renowned sports icons such as chess grandmaster Vishwanathan Anand, Tokyo Olympian fencer Bhavani Devi, badminton star Joshna Chinnappa, among other esteemed personalities. The 6th edition of the Khelo India Youth Games is set to take place from January 19 to 31, 2024 in Tamil Nadu. 4 cities of Tamil Nadu, namely Chennai, Trichy, Madurai and Coimbatore will host the games. Squash has been added in the games for the first time. Silambam, a form of Indian martial arts, has been included in the program as a demo sport. Speaking on the occasion, Anurag Singh Thakur hailed Khelo India program and government for making a strong sports system.
The field of sports, I can say, yahi samay hai, sahi samay hai. So please come forward, pick up a sport and do well. And for the young athletes who stand before me today, remember this, Khelo India Youth Games is not just about winning medals. It's about pushing your limits, embracing the spirit of fair play, and forging friendships that will last a lifetime. Let your talent shine. Let your determination roar. Let your performance inspire millions across the country.
The previous 5 editions of the Youth Games have been held in Delhi, Pune, Guwahati, Panchkula and Bhopal. Haryana and Maharashtra have dominated the game since its inception. The 5th edition took place in Madhya Pradesh, where Maharashtra topped the medal tally with 161 medals. Haryana followed it up with 2nd place, while Madhya Pradesh ended in 3rd place. The Khelo India program by the Government of India is an initiative to revive the sports culture in India at the grassroots level by building a strong framework for all sports played in our country and establish India as a great sporting nation. Ritesh Ranjan's report, DD India, Chennai.
Let's now take you to the northern pilgrim Indian city of Ayodhya and watch these visuals from the laser show organized ahead of Sri Ram Temple inauguration in January next year.
अनेकों दिव्य आत्माओं की जन्मस्थली है। भगवान विष्णु के उस अवतार की जिनके अवतरण से मैं पावन हो गई। मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम श्री राम ने अधर्म के नाश के लिए, धर्म की विजय के लिए, किंतु उन्हें अयोध्या त्याग 14 वर्ष के वनवास पर जाना पड़ा। वो घड़ी बस आने को थी जिसकी प्रतीक्षा में मैं विद्वान थी। श्री राम प्रसन्न।
That's all for this edition of DD India Live, but do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. You can connect with us on Facebook, X, formerly Twitter and Instagram. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. From all of us here in Delhi, thanks for watching DD India Live.